We are already at Q4 of the year, just like that. Think about what have you done? What has changed about you in this year? What goals have you achieved? As humans, we all become subjects to our habits, whether good or bad. There are so many times when we wish for things to change in our lives, whether financial, our situations, our personal relationships, our health, our bodies. But take a step back and just think, what steps do we actually take to achieve those? Usually none. I'm here to remind you what you need to do to change this scenario. Start small, write down 5 or even 10 goals for the day if you have them, and do not go to bed until you complete them. Give yourself a plan and a map that can lead you to who and where you want to be with precision. Create goals that are quantitative and realistic. We all have to start somewhere. One step every day in the direction that you want to achieve will take you way farther than the wishful thinking that you have been doing since so many years. With writing as your guide, you will have no other choice. Your habits would have to change. You will look forward to the goals you have for the day and will be relentless to checking them off. That's what at least I am doing since last 3 months. There would come a point where you will feel, I don't want to do the hard things anymore. You'll feel discouraged, demotivated, and you would not just want to give up your phone or your easy things. This is where you have to remember your why, your motives. Why do I get up? Why am I doing this? What am I working towards? When you start asking yourself all these things, you will realize that your goals are bigger than the way you feel now. I used to be a night owl, staying up late and struggling to get up in the morning. And it was not because I was partying all night or I was out with my friends. Nighttime is the only time which I felt that I can give to myself. So I stayed up late to overcome. So I used to stay up late. It wasn't easy. I set up a goal in the beginning of the year to start getting up early in the morning. I'm still not at 4:30 or 5 in the morning zone. With the small changes that I have been doing this whole year since beginning, I can officially claim that I've started to get up early in the morning, at least by 5:30. I'm at the mark of 5:30. The first couple of weeks, and even right now, some days of the week, at times I do feel that I do not want to get up. That's where my why comes into the picture. So how I achieve this is simply by training my brain. The way I started getting up early is by training my brain to get up at least 10 minutes before the time that I usually get up. So if I used to get up at 8:30, I started getting up at 8:10, then 7:50, and so on. Right now, I'm still at 5:30. I wanted to learn technical analysis. At first, it seemed all impossible for me to learn, but I decided to dedicate 2 hours every single day for my learning itself. At first, it was very hard to stay consistent, but I broke down my bigger goals into daily goals on what I'm going to achieve for that particular day into some manageable actions. Over time, those 2 hours become a routine, and I've made significant progress. Similar change has happened to my other goal of being consistent on YouTube. In the beginning of the year, consistency on my YouTube channel has been a challenge. I was super motivated by the beginning of the year, and then my health took a toll, so I just posted here and there, and then I was not able to make the videos. Something changed right when we were at the mid of the year, and then I set a goal for myself just to push one video out every single week, no matter what. I created a content calendar with the publishing date on Notion. I religiously stuck to it. It wasn't always easy. Life does get busy, but it's the prioritization that I use by writing down 5 things for that particular day that I'm going to achieve, and then I do not go to bed. I have the habit, I have made a routine for myself that I do not go to bed before completing them. And then this lamp right here is a reminder just for me that I only turn it off when those check marks have been completed. Finally, one of my personal goals, some of you already know that I've been pregnant throughout this journey. Being pregnant added a new layer of complexity in my life. I set really small goals each day, whether that's taking a 10 minutes walk, eating healthy and balanced food. These small steps helped me stay focused and positive. What I've realized that it's not about doing it all by yourself. It's all about balancing and not overwhelming yourself. Here are some strategies to help you stay on track. Number 1, visualize your goals. It can mean having a vision board, or if you are just like me, write it down on a piece of paper and have it in plain sight of yours every single day. Set specific milestones. Break down larger goals into smaller and manageable tasks. The example that I'm going to give you would help you in the direction because it definitely helped me. When I started, I put in the goal as I'll dedicate 2 hours of learning every single day for myself. But when I did not know what I'm going to learn towards, what I'm going to invest my energy towards, I started feeling that my 2 hours are not being productive. So I changed the perspective, and then I started focusing on learning one concept at a time in a given day. That tremendously helped me make the progress. Number 3 is track your progress. It could mean doing it physically like how I am doing it, through the notebooks or the quarterly goal planner, or using Notion templates, or whatever works for you. The motive right here is to track your progress, because without tracking your progress, you would not be able to know how much you have achieved, how far you have come. For number 4, although I started with the accountability groups for the YouTube with the community that I've been part of, but it did not work out as expected. So I do want to give you guys some synopsis of what I have written for my accountability. It's a learning from the book 12 Week here. If you are on your own, accountability is all yours and no one else's. And accountability is all about ownership. Number 5, and the most important, is reward yourself towards the end of your journey. You do need to celebrate small victories and have fun along the journey. Fall in love with the process. This will force you to stop looking at destination and focus on the path that you are on now. Success is usually the smallest part of the process. Keep it in mind, but don't just idolize it. When you notice that you're feeling unmotivated, at least start with acknowledgement, because you can only start to change something if you acknowledge it. Your mindset shift, your perspective, and all these small wins set the tone for the day. Eventually, you will have created so many small wins that your day itself would seem like a big win. Doing this on repetition creates wins for weeks and months and so on. You will become a person so far from who you are right now that you won't even recognize yourself. So take a step forward today, tomorrow, and the next day. And when your goal seems out of reach, remember, all it takes is just one step.